How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the Crypto ZX channel. You guys know what time it is. We're going to be talking about HBAR, understanding what's happening with the price of HBAR, and of course, what we could be expecting going into Tuesday morning. Looking across the board, obviously over the last 24 hours, majority of the market is down. But if you're looking at it on the last 1 hour, you are starting to see, a lot of altcoins going back into the green. As far as HBAR is concerned, you are looking at HBAR seeing a little bit of a minor pullback of about 1.8% in USD and about 3% in Bitcoin comparative with the price currently sitting at 16.7 cents. Pretty much where we were yesterday. But when I pull out the charts, things will make more sense, and I'm going to really share what's really happening. But if you're looking at the valuation, $7 billion in the 24-hour trading volume at about $226.4 million. But before we get into any further, as always, just a quick disclaimer, anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in crypto. So I'm sure you heard about this. Nvidia announces they will be manufacturing American-made AI supercomputers in the US for the first time ever. Within the next 4 years, Nvidia plans to produce up to $500 billion of AI infrastructure in the US. And does this ring a bell? HBAR and Nvidia. Look at this. Enterprise blockchain has been a long time coming, but the pieces are finally falling into place. Of course, this is not something new, but let's kind of go over to give you guys a little bit of a better understanding why people are talking about HBAR in this. You can see all underpinned by the transparency and immutability of the Hedera network. The innovation reflects years of research and highlights the transformative potential of partnership between leading enterprises and Hedera ecosystem. This makes enterprise-grade AI not only secure but also verifiable. As AI reshapes global industries, Hedera is emerging as the backbone for enterprise-grade blockchain solutions. So a lot of people are very excited. People expect the price of HBAR is going to have a positive reaction to that. It didn't really have a positive reaction to that, but I think in the long-term perspective, you really start to see the rewards show, in my personal opinion. Because what HBAR has been able to achieve is, quite revolutionary in my opinion. I still think, a lot of people tend to sleep on it. Reason why I think a lot of people tend to sleep on it is because, they strictly focus on HBAR's, native tokens price, but you're just completely forgetting how far, the HBAR ecosystem is coming, and, how it's getting a lot of attention from big enterprises are from the globe. So we're going to come back to the price. Let's take a look at what's really happening. I'm sure a lot of people are scratching their heads right now because Bitcoin is bouncing up to almost $86,000. But look at what's happening with the dominance index here, guys. Look at it for yourself. I'm not gonna say anything. Just look at it. We are seeing the dominance skyrocketing, and it is moving up to that 64%, while Bitcoin is moving up. Which, remember, when dominance goes up with BTC, you do tend to see altcoins go up, of course, but majority of the altcoins do lag. In Bitcoin comparative, we would have seen, I think, 4 or 5% increase if it weren't for dominance seeing such a major spike. But Bitcoin looking great, as I've stated over the last few days. BTC is in this upwards trajectory right now. Nothing has been invalidated for BTC right now, and of course, if it's able to break out of this range, I think $89,000 to $90,000 Bitcoin could be on the table. And of course, the 23.6, a level we haven't retested for over a month, which of course would be amazing to see. But with that said, let's analyze and take a look at what's happening with HBAR's price. So HBAR's price right now is in the 78.6 Fibonacci retracement level. Let's take a look at it on the hourly time frame here. If you're looking at it on the hourly time frame, you're starting to see nice sideways movement happening, for HBAR. Pretty much still in this sideways consolidation zone. We did go down to the 16.2 cents, but nothing crazy, guys. Obviously, you do tend to see these swings happening. It's part of the game, but you're still seeing HBAR within this accumulation pattern yet to break out. And what I mean by yet to break out is, of course, breaking out of that key resistance at 17.8 cents. We've seen like 5 different retests at that same exact key resistance. And of course, we haven't really broken out of that range. Breaking out of that range would be a very nice thing to see, because we would be retesting, late March levels. So, that would be nice to see. But, I'm liking what I'm seeing here so far. We're still above this key support line, which of course is good. But a lot of people tend to, focus more on, when is the price going to ever reach $1, or is it going to ever ever reach an all-time high. I just want to put one thing into perspective. We were super, super close to an all-time high. We were literally just about, you could say, 44.6% away just at the beginning of this year, from an all-time high. And right now we're seeing a consolidation happening. Obviously, we did see a shakeup for the broader market. A lot of altcoins have been impacted. HBAR, of course, as well. But from the November level, it's still up 300%. And that is something that people will overlook. But on this channel, you don't want to be overlooking this. But one step at a time, of course, let me know down below what you guys think. Thank you for all your support. We'll see you later in Crypto ZX and peace.